Scene Mom says, welcome to the new podcast from former Phoenix radio host Danny Cutler. Each week bringing you independent music, industry news, the occasional interview, and other fun segments. Let's get to it. Scene Mom says hello and welcome to episode 27. That was Phoenix band Chrome Rhino with Particle Collider off of their latest album, These Precarious Experiments Determine What the Future Will Be. They released vinyl back in March, but they just dropped the album on streaming services, so head over to your favorite streaming service, give it a listen. You will not be disappointed. Then go and get the vinyl because it sounds fantastic. As you saw, if you follow along on the Scene Mom Says Facebook page or my Instagram account, I was out of town last week, doggo sitting for my sister, so I did not get a show recorded. It was a nice week, though. I saw some friends who live down in Virginia and also got to loiter around DC for an afternoon. You really need a good month to fully explore every museum in Washington, DC. This time, I stopped at the National Archives and the American History Museum, and I still didn't see everything in either place. I also mainlined the Olympics during the day while I was working at my sister's house. Every 2 years is the only time that I really care about sports. There's just something different about the Olympics, and I really enjoy watching. I hope you all have been doing great, and I am glad to be back home and back recording a show. We're going to get back to the music now. I do have a great show for you this week. I've got your news, some history, some updates on some really cool local music that you can support, and you're going to hear from both of those bands right now. They're two Phoenix artists, and they're coming your way. Paper Foxes and their latest single called Paradise Deluxe. And right now, here is Allie A and the Agency with their new single, Transmogrification. You are listening to See Mom Says.
Stay the same. I don't got you lost just like a child. Hey dear, look at me, it looks like life has kicked you in the teeth. Yeah, honey, don't you fret, just keep on smoking that smooth, smooth spliff. So turn off the lights and let's all get high, oh you need it, come on feel it. Let's take a chance and do a little dance, you won't regret it, I can't forget it. My devil, talk to me, I know it's got me dancing in the street. Yeah, you, I can't forget the way you look in that black dress. So turn off the lights and let's all get high, oh you need it, come on feel it. Let's take a chance and do a little dance, you won't regret it, I can't forget it. Turn off the lights and let's all get high, oh you need it, come on feel it. Let's take a chance and do a little dance, you won't regret it, I can't forget it.
This is the Scene Mom Says show with your host Danny Cutler.
I was wondering where we had gone wrong, and trying hard to hold my I was waiting for this night to pass. I held my breath, but it won't last. It's just a game, no one's to blame. We are the way we are. We are the way we are. The panic-stricken fluid last blink into my phantom fears. I just don't think we're out of time because it and I never thought the light would come. 'Cause everything I knew was gone. But after all, I didn't fall. We are the way we are. We are the way we are. We are the way we are.
That was Boston band Happy Little Clouds and their latest single, Lungs. Before that, Paradise Deluxe from Phoenix band Paper Foxes. They are releasing vinyl soon, and they're currently taking pre-orders. Everything they do is just the best. So if you like a little dark wave disco in your life, you should get to know this band better. And we started off the block with Ali A and the Agency with a new single off their upcoming album, which is entitled Life's Too Short Not to Go For It. They currently have a Kickstarter going until the end of August, which is now over halfway to their goal, which is amazing. The first time I heard AAA, I was blown away. Been a fan ever since. Plus, lead singer Ali Atkins is just a powerhouse, not just in vocals, but in how she has been hustling for this band since the beginning. I can't wait for this album to be released. I'll have links to the Kickstarter and also Paper Foxes in the show notes. All right, See Mom Says it is time for some music news. Ticket resale site StubHub has been sued over deceptive pricing practices. Washington, D.C.'s Attorney General Brian Schwab filed the suit last Wednesday, according to ABC News. In a statement, he says, quote, StubHub intentionally hides the true price to boost profits at its customers' expense through a practice called drip pricing, which involves initially advertising low prices that gets inflated later with fees and violates D.C.'s Consumer Protection Procedures Act. Now, according to the suit, StubHub makes it, quote, nearly impossible for shoppers to compare ticket prices by hiding mandatory fulfillment and service fees, which vary and can be more than 40% of the initial advertised ticket price. They appear only at the end of a long process that's accompanied by a timer, which the suit says gives buyers a false sense of urgency to complete their purchases. In the past, StubHub would advertise the final price of tickets on the onset, but the suit said they switched to drip pricing after discovering people would buy higher priced tickets this way. The suit is seeking damages and for a change in their pricing practices. A statement from StubHub in response reads, "We are disappointed that the DC Attorney General is targeting StubHub when our user experience is consistent with the law, our competitors' practices, and the broader e-commerce sector. We strongly support federal and state solutions that enhance existing laws to empower consumers, such as requiring all-in pricing uniformly across platforms." That is a big problem, as you know. I mean, I feel the pressure when I see you have 10 minutes to make your purchase and you're like, oh my God, and you're trying to navigate the site or whatever. But another thing that happened when I was working for a local promoter back in Phoenix, we had an issue where somebody bought their tickets directly through the ticketing site that was for the show, and someone else bought tickets through StubHub, and they all got the same seats. So that was a problem, and we found seats for the people who bought through StubHub, but that's just another complication that can happen. And what do? You can be screwed out of your seats because you bought them from a third party because you're going to take the original ticket holders over the third party. So just throwing that out there as well. All right, back to the news. Prince has been inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame posthumously. The induction took place on Saturday, July 27th at a 40th anniversary screening of Prince's Purple Rain at the Target Center in his native Minneapolis. His induction marks the second time the Songwriters Hall of Fame has awarded an artist posthumously after inducting the late Cindy Walker in April. Now, Prince was inducted by Gilbert Davidson, a longtime colleague of the musician, who then bestowed the award to Prince's sister, Sharon Nelson. Prince was originally supposed to be inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame a few different times, but the organization's policy requires that the songwriter must attend both the annual induction and the awards gala to be officially inducted, and Prince never had the time in his schedule to make both events. He was, however, finally set to attend them both in 2016 until he passed away in April of that year, which was 2 months before the gala. And Lollapalooza was recently held in Chicago, August 1st through 5th, promoted by Live Nation-owned C3 Presents, and it made significant strides in sustainable live entertainment by powering its main stage through batteries. The advancement was achieved through ShowPower's collaboration with CES Power, who together developed a smart power plan for the T-Mobile stage using Atlas Copco batteries. The event was the first U.S. major festival to run its main stage entirely on batteries, according to the co-founder and CEO of Netherlands-based ShowPower. The hybrid power stage deployed over 1.5 MWh of battery storage capacity, which minimized the runtime of biodiesel generators, providing significant fuel and emission savings. That's pretty cool. Lollapalooza Chicago this year featured performances by artists including SZA, Tyler the Creator, Blink-182, The Killers, and Skrillex. That's your music news this week. If you have any feedback or other thoughts or any music news to share, you can always send me an email, scenemomsays@gmail.com.
Listen what I'm saying to you. It's like my words are somebody else's truth. I see the way you're looking at me, controlling my every move. You're taking me back to a time and a place where these thoughts I'm having ain't mine. You play me like a fool, caught in a trace. Is it love or on the string making me dance?
It's higher than we dare. Forget ourselves for once or for twice, as if we care. We're floating. And around us as we go, there is nothing we can fear. As the air above us hums and the earth below us hears, and the shadow in the grass paints a picture of a star with 100 tiny lights. When you see it from afar, we're floating.
That was new music from Lovina Falls with Ellery Way. They have a beautiful video for that one. And before that was the latest single from Michelle Forziati and Strings. Links, of course, to all the music will be in the show notes. C-Mom says it is time for some music history. On August 13th of 1966, the Beatles' Revolver began its 7-week run at the top of the UK album chart. The band's 7th studio album would also spend 3 weeks at number 1 in the US. Considered to be one of the most innovative albums in pop music history, Revolver includes such songs as Eleanor Rigby, Yellow Submarine, Here, There, and Everywhere, and the highly unique Tomorrow Never Knows, which found the band experimenting with a variety of electronic elements and production techniques, including sampling and reversed recordings. That one, it's between Revolver and Rubber Soul for my favorite Beatles album because they're both in that time when they did get a little more experimental and they're just both fantastic albums. On August 15th of 1969, the Woodstock Music Festival kicked off at Max Yasgur's farm in Bethel, New York. Approximately 400,000 fans trekked to the 3-day event to see acts like Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Jimi Hendrix, Santana, Grateful Dead, Joe Cocker, Janis Joplin, and Jefferson Airplane, among 25 others, perform. Billed as 3 days of peace and music, Woodstock offered the counterculture generation a respite amid the Vietnam War and unrest at home, and would become a defining moment of the era, as well as an iconic milestone in pop culture history. The festival would be captured in a subsequent documentary called 1970s Woodstock, as well as a best-selling soundtrack to the film. And finally, on August 18th of 1986, Bon Jovi released their breakthrough third studio album, Slippery When Wet, featuring some of their biggest hits, including Livin' on a Prayer, You Give Love a Bad Name. The album topped charts around the globe, including in the US, Australia, Canada, and Norway, and has since been certified 12 times platinum in the US. Great album. I know, it's like I'm talking about all these historical things and then Bon Jovi. But I love the album. That is your music history for the week.
Bring me to my knees. I can't breathe. I can't sleep. Stop taking over me. It's a cruel disease. It's insanity creeping through me. It's insanity. Misfortunes take a seat. Gotta live before I leave. Drags its nails into my skin. Days playing on repeat. It's a cruel disease. It's insanity creeping through me. It's insanity. I'm here, I'm not alone. Poison in my veins, slowly dripping into me, waiting for the end. Unplug me from this dream. It's a cruel disease. It's insanity creeping through me. It's insanity. It's a cruel disease. It's insanity creeping through me. It's insanity. Waste another day. Dreams are taking hold of me. Darkness burns your flame. It's the end of
Hey, policeman, shot in the knees and back the freezer. Stick to the fold. At 20 degrees can you take your lifespan and let it expand in this kind of cold?
Couple more tunes from Boston for you. You just heard Charming Arson and their latest single, Hey Policeman. And before that, duo Arrows of Athena with Insanity. A reminder that I am growing to showcase more independent artists from all over the world, though it is Arizona and Boston heavy right now. But you can learn more about submitting music to be featured on the show over at DannyCutler.com and then tap on podcast. All right, time for a marketing promo tip for the week. I want to give some more thoughts about those awful social media algorithms and posting consistently. There's many marketers out there, like big name marketers like Gary Vee, and they will tell you to just post, and you don't have to worry about algorithms. I only agree with this to a point, because what I've found over the last decade of posting is that consistency is, yes, the best thing that you can do. Think about all the changes in social media over the past decade, how they've tweaked the algorithm. And the one thing that has kept me from worrying about those changes is just continuing to post consistently. At the same time, and this is where I differ a bit from them, is you do need to watch the timing of your posts, because consistent doesn't mean often either. It doesn't mean post 500 times a day and annoy all of your followers. It does depend on the followers and your audience, because overall right now, everyone's seen it. You're probably feeling it too. People are getting really burned out on social media. So posting multiple times a day can actually have a negative effect, not just in people becoming tired of seeing posts from you all the time, but you lose the impact of your posts. If you have that one post that you do either daily, every couple of days, whatever, it'll pop up and people will be like, oh, another post from you or whomever. As I always suggest, you need to think about how you scroll through your social media. Think about what catches your eye, what causes you to glaze over or scroll by without a thought, what causes you to double tap and like a post. You really need to think about that, because your practices most likely mirror the practices of everybody else on social media. And you can't just post at any time. You need a strategy. If you think a post that you make because you're awake at 2 a.m. is going to get traction, you're wrong. And if you don't want to do it yourself, then it is time to look for someone who will do the work for you and work with you. If you care about your business, your brand, band, art, whatever, it is definitely worth looking into the investment. And as always, if you want to chat more about marketing and promoting your music or brand, you can also schedule a consultation with me at dannycutler.com.
Daddy does drugs and mama knows just what to say. And that girl you love, she just don't feel the same way. Out of that, what can you do? What can you do? What can you do? You can grow and choose to be love, light, and peace. Love, light, and peace. Love, light, and peace. Love, light, and peace. You went to bed with worries and woke up with even more. And the neighbors, they just keep hearing us slamming doors. Out of that, what can you do? What can you do? What can you do? You can grow and choose to be love, light, and peace. Love, light, and peace. Love, light, and peace. Love, light, and peace. Let it through your mind. It'll show in due time. Putting down what you don't need and willing to receive love, light, and peace. 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 Love, light, and peace.
That was Jam Now with Love, Light, and Peace off of his new album, Magnum Opus, which is now streaming everywhere. I heard it was a great album release show back in Phoenix. I'm still waiting on teleportation to become a thing because I would have loved to be there. Time for some nerdy news this week. Geophysicists have discovered a gigantic hidden ocean beneath Mars' surface, and they say it could harbor life. The massive underground reservoir, discovered using seismic data taken by NASA's InSight lander, contains enough liquid to cover the entire planet with a mile of water. However, it's too far deep to access by any known means. Trapped inside a layer of fractured rock 7 to 13 miles beneath the red planet's outer crust, reaching the water would require a drilling operation that has yet to be achieved on Earth. Currently, reaching the secret ocean is comfortably outside humanity's technical abilities. The deepest hole ever dug on Earth, which is the Kola Super Deep Borehole, it only goes about 7.6 miles into our planet's surface. And it's not the only place scientists are searching for life on Mars. In fact, samples of Mars dust and even evidence of ancient life could have already been collected by the Perseverance rover, which has been exploring the surface of the Jezero crater to collect geological samples since 2021. NASA initially planned for a sample retrieval mission to launch sometime in 2026, but this date has since been delayed until 2040 due to budget concerns. The agency is currently soliciting proposals from private companies to speed up the mission timeline, but if humans do access it one day, its discoverers say it's a promising place to search for life. That's so crazy to me. Well, if you just watch For All Mankind on Apple TV, you'll all have this taken care of, no problem. That is some nerdy news for you this week.
Sitting right in front of me, I struck a conversation with
security if you'd only let me.
That was the latest single from Irish artist Martin Moran and If You'd Only Let Me. And with that, we wrap up episode 27. If you like what you hear, please share the love with friends. You can send any feedback, suggestions, or music to scenemomsays@gmail.com. Thanks as always for listening, and you'll hear me again soon. You've been listening to the Scene Mom Says podcast. Intro-outro music is Look Good for the Radio by Fairy Bones. Learn more about Danny and the show at dannycutler.com.